Hi, I wanted to talk with you all today about a non-hair related issue, but something that I deal with all the time, and it is something that I've seen other YouTubers talk about, and it's been really helpful for me to just get other people's stories and to learn about what they have done that works for them to help deal with it. And so I thought I would come on and share my story as well. So I deal, and I have some notes just so if I look over here, you know what I'm looking at. So I deal with something that is called polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, and I am not alone in this. It affects more than 3 million women in the United States alone, and it is usually something that happens or that people deal with it between the ages of 14 and 40. It has to do with your hormones being out of whack, and it causes a whole bunch of other issues that I'll talk about in a second. So we normally produce male sex hormones in a very small amount. They're called androgens, and for some reason, they don't really know why. Genetically, it's something to do with your environment, but we create more of them. And so this hormonal imbalance can cause a whole bunch of symptoms, some of which are more obvious than others. So the main thing is that you create a lot of cysts on your ovaries, and they can also enlarge your ovaries. So one of the things that happens is you can sometimes feel the cysts popping. I've never had this happen to me, but I have heard from a friend of mine that she experiences a lot of pain and cramping when a cyst pops. And it normally happens that we have the egg pops out of the ovary, but with PCOS, there's a lot of them. Your cysts can get really big, and it's painful. So along with the male sex hormones being higher in our body, we also experience some similar things that men go through, including hair growth in places like your face, on your chin, on your arms, basically where men usually grow that hair. You can expect to have some type of growth there. Another thing that will happen is that your fertility is out of whack. I don't have a monthly visitor in a normal 28-day cycle. It hasn't happened like that for me for a long time. Usually mine comes about every 40 days, and PCOS is actually one of the leading causes of infertility in women because your cycle is so irregular. Now, one of the ways that they can help offset that is to put you on birth control with hormones to help regulate it, especially if you are having really painful cycles. It can help ease the pain and make your monthly cycle more regular. I myself can't take birth control because my body doesn't react very well to the hormones, so unfortunately that hasn't been a resolution for me. But if my cycle, it still comes, so fortunately enough for me, it hasn't been too bad of a thing to where I needed to get hormones to help regulate it. So another thing, keep on racking those good things that PCOS brings. So another thing that happens is you tend to gain weight a lot more easier, and it's harder to lose it. So this can cause a whole bunch of problems, from you having high cholesterol to being unhappy with your weight, to things like diabetes and insulin resistance. So some of the things that they'll tell you to do, what my doctor told me, and I also went to a nutritionist a little ways back, but they'll tell you to eat really healthy foods that are low in saturated fat and sugar. So essentially you're eating things like a lot of fruits and vegetables. If you eat things like rice, you opt for brown rice, or even things like quinoa that don't cause your blood sugar to shoot up, because over time your body's resistance can get messed up, and down the line it can cause diabetes. You tend to gain weight where men tend to gain weight, so around the midsection, and that's been my problem area. Usually that's where I can tell if I've been gaining weight, is in my waist area. Again, with gaining weight there, it can cause a lot of things like problems with your heart, and gaining weight just in that area around your organs is not the best place to gain weight. I mean, as if there is a best place. But anyway, they really recommend that you keep that in check by having a healthy diet, by having regular exercise, and by watching your sugar intake and things like that. Let's see. Some of the things that they can do medically to help treat this is put you on, again, like I mentioned, birth control. You can also get on metformin, which is a drug that helps to reduce the effects of diabetes. You can also get put on fertility drugs if you're having problems getting pregnant. And then there's also things like hair removal procedures that they do for people who have an excessive growth of hair. One of the other things that you may have to deal with that I think that I dealt with earlier in my 20s is depression. I mean, your hormones are just out of whack, so that itself can cause you to not think in a healthy manner, to see things in a different light, to just be sad about these medical situations that you're in. If you are having a really hard time losing weight, it's very frustrating to stick pretty closily to a good diet and still not see the pounds come off. That can be a really hard thing to go through as a woman, males too, but in regard to this disease, a lot of things that are in our society pressure you to look a certain way, and it can be really difficult to deal with that as you're struggling losing weight and having your hormones off balance. I have found that for me, even if I don't lose weight, the exercise can really help my mood. I sleep better, I sleep harder, I wake up more refreshed. I like to feel strong, and exercise has just been a really great way for me to deal with it. I have been slacking lately, but I'm hoping that by making videos like this, I will motivate myself to be a little bit better. As my daughter's asking for ice cream. Okay, baby, I'll get you some ice cream, okay? You see Mama's filming? Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to come on and share my story. This has been something... No, please don't do that. This is just... Wait 1 second, okay? This has been something that I've been dealing with for about 15 years now, and it's something I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. So I'm hoping to find other people on YouTube that, have found a way to get over the hump, get over the issues, and find a healthy way to balance your life and not just eat celery sticks and not just work out hours a day, but to live a happy, balanced life while dealing with the polycystic ovarian syndrome. So if this is something that you have dealt with or that you know anything about, I'm all ears. I want to learn more. I want to be healthy for myself. Please don't do that. I want to be healthy for my daughter, and I just want to get over this issue. I want to balance things out. So thank you for listening to my story. Again, if you have anything to add, I'm more than happy to listen. I'm going to go get my daughter some ice cream, and I will get myself something healthy. All right, guys, thanks for listening to me. I really appreciate it. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.